Hello, Planeswalkers! Andrew here, joined by Tyler. Today we're bringing you another top 5, this time looking at our favorite Boros commanders. Now, these are our personal favorites, so let us know what your favorite red and white commanders are in the comments below. With that, let's jump into the list. At number 5 I have Tiana, Ship's Caretaker. If you've ever wanted to build a Voltron deck without building up your commander, Tiana is your gal. She returns auras and equipment to your hand at the end step after they've been put to your grave. I've never been much of a fan of enchantment auras since they just seem so frail. Like, if the creature dies, they just go to your grave, never to be seen again. Tiana solves that issue, letting me take advantage of a lot of the enchantment auras I previously ignored. The big thing keeping her lower on my list is the fact that I already have both a red and a Mardu equipment commander, so adding in a Boros equipment aura commander would just be too much redundancy. Even so, I enjoy this commander in concept.
First up on my list at number 5 is someone who's mostly here because I think his name is really fun to say. And that's Brian Stoutarm. All things aside, the fact that you can sit down at a table where people will say things like, "Hi, my commander is Skitherix, the Blight Dragon," or "I'm running the Locust God," and even, "Hey, my commander is Adamaro, first to desire." And your response is, "Hi, this is Brian," just makes me super giddy. He also gets really high marks in the flavor department with his ability to fling things at other things for damage. Not entirely sure how he's gaining life from it, but hey, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. With Red's vast swath of threaten style effects to get use of an opponent's creature for a single turn, and Brian's ability to then in turn yeet those creatures back into an opponent's face for basically double damage, Brian goes a very interesting route to combat, especially given the colors that he's in, since you're hardly, if ever, going to be swinging with him alone. Moving to Theros and my love of Greek mythology, we have Haktos the Unscarred. Magic stand-in for the legendary hero Achilles, Haktos gets marks from me on a couple of fronts, namely A, his incredibly unique playstyle, and B, the fact that I rode his amazingly toned and oiled up shoulders to second place at the Beyond Death pre-release. His incredibly specific protection requirements more or less shoehorns him into a Voltron type strategy, since running 2, 3, and 4 CMC equipment is going to be your best bet at actually getting something to stick to him. But hey, killing with commander damage is probably going to be real easy, and most good spot removal just isn't going to be able to hit him.
I've been setting a trend in these dual-colored top 5s of including a Greek-inspired commander, so here at number 4 we have Iroas, God of Victory. Iroas draws inspiration from both Ares, the god of war, and Athena, the goddess of strategic war. He represents the positive side of war, while his twin Mogus represents the horrors and death of war. Iroas gives all of your creatures menace and prevents all damage that would be dealt to your attacking creatures. This is the evolution of the white weenie strategy, where you just build a massive army and swing in, where the majority of your soldiers won't be blocked, ensuring things like combat damage triggers go off. Flavor-wise, Iroas embodies victory. I just wish she wasn't so ugly, if I'm being honest. Hey, do you want an easy infinite combo in Boros? Just spit up my number 3 pick, Zirda the Dawnwaker, and a Basalt Monolith. Monolith taps for 3, Zirda lets it untap for 1, netting you 2 colorless mana each time, and presto, infinite colorless mana. Zirda may actually be one of the better colorless commanders, except for the fact that they're Boros. Anyways, Zirda has a lot of utility in letting your activated abilities go off for 2 generic less, so they're better for more than just infinite mana. Plus, foxes are some of the cutest animals on Earth, and you cannot truthfully tell me otherwise.
Staying on Theros and my love of Greek myth is my number 3 pick, Iroas, God of Victory, whom I treasure more than Andrew does since he's higher up on my list, and therefore I win at loving Greek myth, take that Andrew. Jokes aside, I mostly just really like Iroas for the same reason that I like all the Theros gods. He's incredibly simple and straightforward, but still powerful enough to make you a threat at the table. Menace is nothing to scoff at, and preventing combat damage dealt to your attacking creatures will just make your opponents think twice about blocking, since it's next to impossible for them to come out ahead. Drop some anthems, grab your Embercleave, and just ride that centaur to victory. No, not like that. Ew. Let's leave Theros and my thinly veiled sex jokes and move to my favorite plane, Innistrad, for my second pick, Gisela. I'm of course referring to her original form before she became a horrifying Spagooter monster, who does my absolute favorite thing in Magic: big damage numbers. Her ability to double all damage sources dealt to opponents and their toys, even if those sources aren't your own, is heavily mitigated by her ability to have the damage coming back at you. Something not any other damage doublers like Furnace of Wrath or Dictate of the Twin Gods do, leaving the table with a choice of how they intend to deal with you before you kill them all. She essentially makes all of your creatures 4 times as effective in combat if I'm doing my math correctly, which I'm probably not because I went to art school. Anyways, Big Angel Lady makes things hit hard and makes things hit you soft. Moving on.
At number 2 I have Winota, Joiner of Forces. Winota is a very flavorful card, incentivizing you to run both plenty of humans and plenty of non-humans by spitting out human creatures from the top 6 cards of your deck whenever a non-human you control attacks. Flavor win there. Plus, she gives off a big Dunban vibe with her left-handed katana and damaged, or missing in this case, right arm. Winota is one of the most badass characters in Ikoria, in my opinion. Note, my number 1 pick is absolutely nothing to do with the attractiveness of the commander, I swear on my life. Scratch that last part, I do not want to swear on my life. But anyways, my number 1 pick is Firesong and Sunspeaker, twin Minotaur clerics. These beefy, pun intended, boys like to boost their life total whilst depleting everyone else's. Red instants and sorceries you cast have lifelink, and whenever a white instant or sorcery causes you to gain life, they deal 3 damage to target creature or player. This means that instants and sorceries that are both red and white, and deal damage, will trigger both lifelink and Firesong and Sunspeaker's ability to hit something for 3. I am now done emphasizing the word and. I would say that spellslinging is my next favorite strategy behind going wide, and these Minotaur hunks make spellslinging in Boros fun. I think I might have an idea for my next commander deck, actually.
Staying on Innistrad for my number 1 pick, we have Archangel Avacyn, the first printing of the angel to have a color other than white in her identity. Yeah, despite not having any red mana symbols anywhere on her card, her back face is in fact red, meaning that you get to run an extra color while essentially having a monocolored commander. Gaining access to that second color that doesn't even need to be used to cast your commander actually makes casting your commander all the easier, since you have to worry about one less factor when it comes to bringing her to the board. Plus, she's great for board wipes, since her ability to flash in and grant indestructibility to your entire board is a great insurance policy. Board wipes don't even need to come from your opponents. Go ahead, nuke the field over and over again, then watch as this white-haired beauty turns into a screeching blood-stained harpy fueled by pure rage and unrestrained violence if even a single non-angel you control dies. Do it. Do it, you cowards. Drop the bombs.
Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. Let us know what your favorite Boros commanders are in the comments below. Have a fantastic day, y'all.